Up. We're going live for the first time. Uh Wanted to check this out because look, we live in a really cool time and I am so excited. I'm actually still in my bike gear. Went biking with some accountants. Well, one accountant and a construction worker. Really fun. But then I didn't have time to change yet, so I'm still in it. Got back on a Zoom call when I got home and did a bunch of work. So it's been fun. We're gonna see if this is working. All right, there we go. So it's not looking good, is it? Accountants, well, one accountant and a construction worker. Really fun. But then I didn't have time to change yet, so I'm still. That is working. So let's talk Mondays. I think we're gonna try and build out a new way of talking through different topics in the 4K industry, trying to get a little bit of a rhythm going. I'm putting together a course, an online course for new advisors to get going because I was in the industry for 10 years and I was around 401ks. It was really crazy because 401ks back then, I mean, we're talking, in the early 2000s and and my daughter was just pounding on the door. Early 2000s, and back then 401ks were done basically through an insurance platform almost every single time, and the fees were unbelievably difficult to understand. It was really sad when you actually look back at some of the history in the 401k space. The way that we went from nothing in the late 70s to this entire ginormous monster of an industry in a short period of time with trillions of dollars is mind blowing. And along the way, there has been some serious greed and some serious mistakes. And if you want to get into the 4K space and you want to do it just be purely out of greed and taking money from people just because you want to get a piece of the action, like, this is not for you. I think there's a lot of really poor advice out there in the financial space, and I've never really enjoyed that. I've always been on the mindset that um, doing what's best for the customer will work in the long run, and the 4K space unfortunately preys on a lot of people that don't know any different. And so what I want to do in this first course is shorten your learning curve as you start to jump into the 401k space, and make sure that you can do it right and do it well and really excel at your career in the 401k world. So the course is going to cover a lot of topics. Some of the things that we're going to talk about, I've mapped it all out. I've been kind of building a lot of the content around it to help you. And it's going to be 401jake. It's going to be all on 401jake.com, but it's going to be really interesting because I've broken it down into a few different categories. So we're really going to talk about, first thing is your foundation, or the things you have to have in place to, at minimum, to offer a 401k plan. Now, you may have been an advisor a long time. You may be in the benefits world. You may be just getting out of school and wanting to jump into this. The 401k space is really fun, but you have to have a certain amount of things in place to do really well at it. And so the foundation, going through all those different things, is going to be important. Then we're going to jump into kind of building your practice, finding your niche. That is the one thing that most advisors never do. They think, when I ask an advisor that does 401ks and they say to themselves, or they tell me, I say, well, who you help? Who's your market? Who's your perfect customer? Paint that picture for me. They don't have a clue. They're anybody that has a business, anybody that has a 401k. Very few people that are in the space that want to manage 401k plans can pinpoint and tell me, I want to help this customer and here's why I'm the best at it. You have to figure that out early on. Otherwise, you're going to just chase plan after plan and you're not going to have processes in place. When you go from a 401k enrollment meeting in a warehouse with a bunch of blue collar workers and then think you're going to go pick up a hospital or a small medical office and then make your way over to a technology company, it is going to be so hard for you to manage operationally. And not only that, your messaging is going to be so difficult. And so, Allie, come back in a minute, okay? Your message is going to be so difficult. You have to niche that down. So that's going to be a big part of it. It's helping people do that. And then we're going to jump into basically taking care of the customer. So really the value that you're bringing, don't justify it by just showing them a bunch of stuff that looks like work. Actually, we're going to put together ways that they can see a difference. That you being there in place of a technology platform makes a difference. And we're not going to just like make it look all amazing for just looks. We want to actually move the needle. Scaling. So how are you going to scale your practice? How are you going to grow? This is the biggest question advisors are going to have is how can I get in front of more people? How can I get more leads? There are thousands upon thousands, probably millions of people hitting up HR, CFOs, CEOs, decision makers online on their LinkedIn day after day after day. I mean, I get them like constantly. People that are going to tell you they're going to bring you leads, right? You can go out and try to purchase leads. And we've tried that in the past in our firm. It has never worked. We spent thousands of dollars and zero plans. So getting a lead and building a relationship in a 401k plan is not something you can buy at all. It's going to take hard work and effort and a very long plan. It's a long game. It's not transactional. This isn't one and done. This is something that your clients will be your clients forever if you do it right. And if you don't do it right and your clients don't feel any value from you and you don't know how to contact and find more, you're very vulnerable because there's a lot of people that are specializing and are doing a better job and they'll easily pick that plan up. It's one paper signed that can take that plan away from you. That revenue's gone. That sucks. Trust me. When I've had plans in the past where I've gone in and it has sucked because I've put a year's worth of work in and then they get bought out by a company in another state and there's very little chance that I can get that back. And so acquisitions are kind of the one thing that are really, really tough to expect and watch out for. So that's kind of, we're going to talk a lot about marketing. That's big right now because everybody's at home. Coronavirus has put everybody home in their house. They're on their phones. They're on their computers. This is the best possible time that you could be going out because now people are turning to look at their 401ks. They see 20, 30% drops. I looked at mine today. I'm down 37%. I'm all equities. I get it. I'm understand. I don't care, right? That's not, I don't recommend that to my clients, but that's what I've done. So we're going to cover all those different kind of three things as far as foundation, providing value, and how you're going to find people, tell them about it. It's going to be awesome. So keep following this channel because there's going to be a lot of this content going out. I'm going to do a lot of live videos. I'm going to do one thing that I've been wanting to do is different reviews of large plans. So when a plan is over 120 people, you can get very detailed information from the Department of Labor. I don't go through Brightscope or NSCHLEC or any of the other garbage. I go direct to the Department of Labor and I find the actual plan and I pull the real 5500 data and I read through that. If you can't read a 5500, you got to spend some time and know how to read a 5500 and I'll help you do that. I'll do a video all about that. And so we're going to go through all those different things of how a plan design is different for a different kind of company. So in the large ones, so I'm going to go through some big ones and we're going to throw some information out there that is public to help you most importantly understand what works and what doesn't work for certain industries and certain size of companies. And you can kind of start to get a little bit more of a foundation under you when it comes to plan design, because honestly, an ongoing plan design consultant approach is probably one of the most important values that you can bring to a client as their business changes and shifts. So really excited. I'm going to get the schedule all figured out, but I wanted to go live and test this whole thing out. I've got the mic feeding through to this whole live system through my DSLR, which has been really fun. A big part too we'll be talking about how I did all this, because with this era we live in, technology is big. And if you are doing Zoom meetings from your phone walking around or just from a fuzzy webcam on your laptop, we want to fix that. And I'll help you do that. And I'm really excited to do that because we've never lived in a better time. So let's look at the positive. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I'll continue to get this channel up and more content to you. I spent, funny thing, I actually spent a half hour on the phone with a new wholesaler from one of the large record keepers this morning. And it's funny when most wholesalers kind of hear about me before they get to know me. And it's interesting to hear the new ones and the rumors out there. And, oh, you already have your own record keeping platform and you're kind of all doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I want to hear about it. And some are really like, won't even reach out and have kind of just said, well, he's a little too deep in this that I don't know that I can sell my product, because he actually wants to understand what we do and the technology we're using to do it. And it's been fun because I weed out the wholesalers that are super greedy and selfish, and I know the good ones, and I'll steer you in their direction, because having the right partners in your business is critical, because you're ultimately the closest to your client, and the closest person to the client will win. You do not want to have partners that try to go around you and try to push you out of the way, because in the end, that person closest to the client will win. It needs to be you. You're that one, and I'll help you be that person. Okay, all right. Hope everyone has a good day. I'll come back soon, and I'll get more content on here.